As a vital spiritual asset, cultural confidence is an essential condition and cornerstone for achieving Chinese modernization. Today, an open and powerful China has nurtured unprecedented national pride and cultural confidence. Showcasing Chinese characteristics, Chinese style, and Chinese ethos. It is seen in the trending Mamian skirts, the intangible cultural heritage hairpins, the fully booked cultural museums, the record-breaking cultural TV programs, the homegrown brands gaining international acclaim, and the Chinese vision of harmony and coexistence, a shared future for humanity. In this new era, China's cultural heritage is thriving and evolving, illuminating the path to the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, and providing spiritual energy for Chinese modernization.
The feast is starting.
In the 5th lunar month, the aroma of zongzi fills the air. In Daling village, Guangzhou, dragon boats are decorated for the traditional grand feast before races. Villagers share laughs ashore as dragon boats race fiercely. For Xiao Tu, a new resident, these rich cultural traditions are captivating.
My name is Xiao Tu. I'm 40 years old and from the United States. My surname Bunny sounds like bunny, which is Xiao Tu in Chinese.
Among China's 6,833 museums, a privately owned one in Guangzhou's Panyu district is one of the city's few national second-class museums, housing over 1,000 artifacts spanning 5,000 years of history. Xiao Tu has found a place here to explore Chinese culture. His invention in ceramic trace evidence identification earned him a national patent. And he pioneered a new academic field, ceramic traceology, filling a global gap in the microscopic study of ceramic evidence. The word China has two meanings, lowercase for porcelain, and uppercase for the nation. China connects with the world, using porcelain as a bridge. For many, understanding China begins with China.
The first China I knew was a precious porcelain plate. So special it was only used during important holidays. Today, Chinese ceramics are telling the 5,000-year story of this nation. A story that continues to impact the world.
Like Xiao Tu, more and more foreigners are falling in love with China's traditional culture. They journey far to explore this ancient Eastern land. In the vast galaxy of history, Chinese civilization shines like a constellation. Its long history and profound culture illuminate the East. But it has also faced hardships, national humiliation, suffering of its people, and the tarnishing of its culture. Culture thrives, the nation rises. Culture strengthens, the people shine. In 1949, the founding of the People's Republic of China marked a new era in history. This young republic took on the monumental task of reviving Chinese civilization without hesitation. South of Beijing's central axis lies Jinyuch Community, a clean, serene neighborhood where residents enjoy peaceful lives. Without the statue of a young girl on its bank, few would believe this was once the infamous Dragon Beard ditch, immortalized in luscious works.
Before New China was founded, it was an open drainage ditch in southern Beijing, collecting sewage and rainwater. Years of neglect turned it into a foul-smelling eyesore. The Bronze Girl represents Beijing's poorest southern residents before liberation.
Each year, we release goldfish into the waters, a tribute to her memory and a reflection on their past.
In the play Dragon Beard Ditch,
The artist Cheng dreamed of a day when the ditch would clear, the water would flow, and the nation would prosper.
As time marches on, and the world evolves, that simple wish still resonates. It's a testament to the enduring power of New China's people-centered art. In July 1949, the first All-China Congress of Literary and Arts Workers was held. The Communist Party of China called on all patriotic artists and writers to unite and create art that serves the people. In April 1956, the policy of encouraging diversity in art, ideas, and intellectual debate was introduced, sparking creative enthusiasm and guiding cultural development. Focusing on serving the people, fields like drama, novels, poetry, film, and music flourished, producing iconic works. For the first time, ordinary lives were celebrated in literature and art.
In a nation where the people are the masters, culture must serve them. Putting people at the heart of cultural development was groundbreaking in China's history. By celebrating the new era, the people, and the working class, it shaped a generation, drove social progress, and laid the foundation for socialist cultural growth.
The people created their own culture. And culture, in turn, became a crucial force for the nation's survival and growth.
It was 1950, and we were celebrating the first anniversary of New China. That day, out of the blue, our 27th Army received orders to head north.
On June 25, 1950, the Korean War began. The US-led UN forces crossed the 38th parallel, threatening China's border. To defend the nation, the Chinese People's Volunteer Army crossed the Yalu River into Korea.
Each soldier had just 4 grenades and a rifle. Many had never even seen a tank. But we were determined to fight and win the war.
This was a war fought under extreme power imbalance. Despite their limited equipment, the Volunteer Army faced the enemy with courage, embodying the spirit of striking first to prevent greater harm. At 24, Sun Yojie, a war correspondent, witnessed this defining battle. He used woodblock printing to capture moments of heroism. Hero of the People, Kong Ching Sun in Battle, is his first work created on the battlefield. It depicts Kong Ching Sun, who used his body to steady a gun and destroy an enemy position, sacrificing his own life.
I saw countless martyrs, their strength, dreams, and sacrifices. It was my duty to share their stories with people across the country.
I'm proud to have been a cultural warrior for the Volunteer Army. While our brave soldiers fired at the enemy amidst the relentless gunfire on the battlefield, we brought songs and dances to lift their spirits.
Who are the most lovable people? Every day in Korea, I was moved by our soldiers. Who are the most lovable people? Soldiers are truly the most admirable and lovable people.
On April 11, 1951, People's Daily published Wei Wei's essay, Who Are the Most Lovable People? It struck a chord nationwide. And the most lovable people became a cherished term for the Volunteer Army.
We couldn't have won such a major victory without the support of our people back home.
After 2 years and 9 months of fierce battles, the Chinese People's Volunteer Army, alongside the Korean people and military, won the war to resist U.S. aggression and aid Korea.
This victory restored China's national dignity, showcased the strength of its military, and reshaped the nation's image on the world stage. Previously seen as an oppressed, semi-colonial, semi-feudal society, marked by poverty and decline, China has now emerged as a strong, independent nation, respected globally.
President Xi Jinping emphasized that the party's strength and endurance over the past century come from its revolutionary spirit and dedication.
The revolutionary spirit is a cornerstone of the Communist Party of China, embodying its mission and original aspirations, character, and the heart of its revolutionary culture.
The vast and magnificent land of China is the cradle of a 5,000-year-old civilization, rich in cultural heritage and deeply rooted in revolutionary history. The 20th National Congress stressed, honoring revolutionary culture, embracing its founding spirit, leveraging red resources, and passing on its legacy. Yangtze River may be modest in size, but it holds a legendary place in China's revolutionary history.
This map of China, crafted from straw shoes, commemorates the people of the Jiangxi Soviet, who wove over 200,000 straw shoes to support the Red Army as they prepared to depart from Yangtze.
In October 1934, after the failure of the 5th Counter-Encirclement Campaign, the Red Army was forced into a strategic retreat. More than 86,000 soldiers crossed the Yangtze River from 8 ferry points to begin the historic Long March. On this arduous journey, an average of 3 soldiers fell for every kilometer.
My uncle, Lin Luo Fashion, joined the 25,000 li Long March in 1934 and gave his life. But we don't know exactly where.
Lin went missing after heading north on the Long March. In 1955, the family finally received a martyr's certificate, confirming he had sacrificed his life. His nephew, Lin Guangdong, was only 3 years old.
Before my father passed, he told me, "You're the last hope of the Lin family now. You must find your uncle."
As Lin Guangdong grew older, this mission was passed to his daughter, Lin Liping. Determined to uncover her family's history and find her relative, she joined the Long March Source Choir in Yangtze County, a group of over 200 Red Army descendants. This was Lin Liping's 638th performance. This self-organized amateur choir, with over 200 members, has performed voluntarily for 14 years without ever stopping.
We just want to share their stories far and wide, and keep their legacy alive.
On this journey of preserving Red history, she found clues about her long-lost relative.
On November 25, 2014, our choir performed at the Xiangjiang Battle Memorial Hall in Xing and Guangxi. Nothing could stop us. From finding the names of Yangtze martyrs engraved on the heroes' wall, we searched, name by name. And finally, I found my great-uncle, Lin Luo Fashion. In the rain, with tears in my eyes, I called my father to tell him, great-uncle gave his life in the brutal Liangzhu battle.
A nation rooted in history stands strong. A people who honor their heroes preserve their soul. In 2014, Yudu County formed a task force to trace its martyrs. The team made 3 journeys, retracing the Red Army's long march to verify records of Yudu-born heroes. Their efforts returned 16 Long March martyrs home, restoring their names. Heroes remembered. Their legacy lives. On May 20, 2019, during his visit to Yudu, President Xi spoke from the heart. With our nation thriving, and people living better lives, we must remember where it all began. We must honor the revolutionary martyrs, stay true to the party's mission, and hold fast to our revolutionary ideals and purpose. We must never forget the people of the Jiangxi Soviet and other strongholds. That December, a plan for cultural parks for the Great Wall, Grand Canal, and Long March was announced. Construction of the Yudu section of the Long March National Cultural Park soon began. After crossing the Yudu River, the Red Army marched west through Qilu Shan Township. Today, with the Long March National Cultural Park, this historic path draws visitors from across the country. Hu Shizhao, a local villager, left her kindergarten teaching job to return home as a full-time guide for the Red Army path.
The trail now welcomes around 400,000 visitors a year. I remember once when we were at the mountain's peak, a child told his mom, "The Red Army didn't even have shoes. I'm wearing shoes, and my feet are blistered." The Red Army soldiers were amazing. I admire them so much. Moments like this, when kids connect with history, make it all worth it.
Starting in Yudu, the park unites the cultural legacy of 15 provinces along the Long March route, linking vivid symbols of revolutionary history. This epic journey crosses mountains and rivers, its spirit lasting generations. Across China's vast landscape, countless red heritage sites tell the story of revolution. From historic landmarks and memorial halls to preserved artifacts, they uncover the foundations of past victories, offering lessons that guide the path to future triumphs.
Our modernization is about balancing 2 civilizations in harmony. As part of this, we carry forward the red culture, shaped during the revolutionary era. This culture enriches people's lives today, strengthens our ideals and beliefs, and builds confidence in our culture, path, and system.
I declare the draft decision 43-8B.15 adopted.
On July 6, 2019, during the UNESCO World Heritage Committee meeting in Baku, Azerbaijan, China's archaeological ruins of Liangzhu city were added to the World Heritage List. This inscription recognized the archaeological ruins of Liangzhu city as a 5,000-year-old late Neolithic civilization.
At the start of this century, most experts dated Chinese civilization to 3,300 years. This was based on 3 key markers of civilization: metallurgy, writing, and cities. By those standards, only the Yin ruins qualified, so the 5,000-year claim wasn't widely accepted.
But 5,000 years ago, the area to our right was all water, a reservoir, and this dam we're driving on was built entirely by hand back then.
Liangzhu, meaning serene islet adrift, lies in Yuheng District, Hangzhou, Zhejiang Province, in a plain crisscrossed by rivers. Since the discovery of Liangzhu relics in the 1930s, over 80 years of archaeological work have followed, In 2000, Wang Mingyuan took over from his predecessors, leading a team to uncover the advanced water management systems of 5,000 years ago.
The Liangzhu people built their capital on the plain, home to tens of thousands, to keep everyone fed. They transported grain into the city using the surrounding waterways. Like modern cities, they had to deal with uneven seasonal rainfall. Their solution was to build dams at every mountain pass to control the water.
Between 2011 and 2015, Wang and his team uncovered the Liangzhu water system, from its low dam network to its full scale, by integrating historical remote sensing imagery. With geographic information technology, they meticulously reconstructed a 100 square kilometer water management system. Its scale and engineering sophistication are nothing short of extraordinary.
I think the one word that comes to mind is spectacular. It's really a marvelous find.
The unveiling of the Liangzhu water system marked another milestone in Liangzhu archaeology, following the discovery of the ancient city in 2007. Carbon isotope analysis dates the system's construction to approximately 4,950 years ago.
For a long time, people believed the world's earliest dams were in Egypt. The discovery of the Liangzhu ruins revealed that the oldest dams are actually in Zhejiang. At Liangzhu,
a strong chain of evidence shows that 5,000 years ago, Liangzhu had already entered early civilization. This maps the origins of Chinese civilization and helps China and the world better understand our history.
While in Zhejiang, President Xi described the Liangzhu site as a cornerstone of China's 5,000-year civilization. In 2016, four archaeologists wrote to him, advocating for Liangzhu's nomination as a World Cultural Heritage Site. In response, she emphasized that the nomination should highlight the historical and cultural significance of Chinese civilization, reflect the spirit of the Chinese people, and present an authentic, comprehensive view of both ancient and modern China.
These three principles from President Xi not only set the direction for Liangzhu Ancient Cities World Heritage nomination, but also led to significant progress in its application efforts. Beyond securing the title, it became a way to build cultural trust, tell Liangzhu's story, and share China's voice with the world.
Every July 6th, Hangzhou celebrates Liangzhu Day, a reminder of the commitment to telling the full story of both ancient and modern China. Liangzhu is stepping onto the global stage, sharing the legacy of Chinese civilization with the world.
The discovery of the Liangzhu site is truly remarkable. And the Liangzhu site is a world heritage of immeasurable value. The Chinese government has excelled in preserving this site.
Understanding the origins of human civilization is key to grasping the milestones of history. By reflecting on our past, we gain clarity about our future direction. In 2002, the project to trace the origins of Chinese civilization began. Over the past 2 decades, major archaeological digs and interdisciplinary studies have focused on key ancient city sites, including Liangzhu, Taos, Shimao, and Erlito, along with other important centers in the Yellow, Yangtze, and Liaohe River basins.
This effort aims to use scientific methods to further uncover our ancient history, shed light on the paths we've traveled, and reveal the contributions that have shaped and driven our nation's growth and prosperity.
As a vital hub on the Silk Road, Dunhuang became a meeting point of diverse cultures, giving rise to the stunning Muogao caves, With 735 grottos, 45,000 square meters of murals, and over 2,000 painted sculptures, the Muogao Caves chronicle centuries of history, artistic evolution, and a wealth of cultural records. In 1962, Shanghai-born Fan Jinshe graduated from Peking University with a degree in archaeology. She had opportunities to stay in Beijing or Shanghai but chose Dunhuang instead.
Muogao Caves, over 1,600 years old, were like a very fragile elder, worn down, riddled with damage, and on the verge of collapse. Without intervention, this irreplaceable piece of history would have been lost forever.
In December 1987, Muogao Caves were inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting more visitors from around the world. In the 1990s, with government support, the Dunhuang Academy became a trailblazer in digital preservation, leading the charge in cultural heritage digitization in China.
Back then, the team had fewer than 20 people, learning as we went. Each cave came with its own challenges, different sizes, curved surfaces, all of which made digital collection especially tricky.
Ding Xiaohong, among the first members of Muogao Grotto's Digital Exhibition Center, described the digitization process as simply photographing the Buddha. Driven by passion, young researchers braved the cold, damp caves, perfecting digital preservation techniques.
The left image is the older 75 dpi version, while the right is the newer 300 dpi version. They're the same photo, but the 300 dpi one isn't even at full resolution yet, while the 75 dpi version is already blown up past 100% and losing detail.
A small team of just over a dozen has grown into a group of 110. From early film photography to advanced digital methods, the team now uses millimeter-level precision to preserve Dunhuang's cultural treasures, digitizing over 20 caves each year. In 2016, the digital Dunhuang Resource Library went live, offering free access to high-resolution images of 30 caves worldwide. Once a vibrant Silk Road hub, Dunhuang has found new life in the modern era with a mission to share its heritage globally.
Today, its legacy spans nearly 80 countries. Cultural preservation has grown from traditional means to cutting-edge technology, thanks to generations of caretakers. And the torch will keep being passed on.
Step into this virtual viewing area, and it's like you're inside Cave 285.
Do you like it?
I love it.
It feels so real. It's really moving. The visuals are incredible.
You can see so much detail.
The drum beating part and the flashlight interaction were fun.
Today, visitors can explore Dunhuang's wonders through VR, AR, and other technologies, offering a journey back 1,000 years in time. Han Shui, a curator born in the 1990s, helped design the Seeking Dunhuang VR experience launched in 2023.
Take Cave 285, it's beautifully preserved with vibrant colors. But we rarely open it to visitors, to protect it. With VR, we can engage with our millennial-old culture, share its beauty, and keep Dunhuang's legacy alive.
China is home to 59 World Heritage Sites, over 760,000 immovable relics, and 108 million state-owned artifacts, forming the core of its cultural heritage. President Xi has called for breathing life into heritage. By bringing museum artifacts, heritage sites, and ancient texts into modern culture. From storytelling and innovative cultural products, to holograms and VR. These efforts are revitalizing traditional culture. This transformation not only reimagines heritage for today, but also reconnects people with their cultural roots. At the early Tou Site Museum of the Xia capital, Step into the origins of Chinese civilization and experience the grandeur of an ancient dynasty. At Liangzhu Museum, explore the origins of Chinese characters, the timeless charm of oracle bone script, and the essence of Chinese heritage. At the Sunxing Dui Museum, dive into the enigmatic Shu civilization, silent for 3,000 years yet breathtaking in its rediscovery. At China National Archives of Publications and Culture, immerse yourself in ancient texts, reflecting on 5,000 years of cultural continuity in drawing wisdom from the past. In 2013, China's museums saw just over 40 million visitors. By 2023, that number had soared to 1.29 billion. This growing connection between past and present strengthens China's cultural confidence and national pride.
Chinese modernization is deeply rooted in over 5,000 years of civilization, guided by the leadership of the Communist Party of China, and built on a rich heritage. Its unique traits, core principles, and essential values reflect the distinct identity of Chinese culture. This profound cultural legacy provides a strong foundation for Chinese modernization, offering both strength and inspiration for the future.
I joined the Sonid Right Banner's Ulan Mukir troop in 1989. We got around in old Dongfeng trucks. Sometimes, we'd spot a yurt in the distance, pull over, and put on a few shows for them.
The people's needs dictate our priorities. Wherever people gather, life becomes a stage. In 1957, New China's first Ulan Mukir troop was founded in Sonid Right Banner, Inner Mongolia.
My father always said, the early Ulan Mukir troop performers were really tough. They traveled by horse, camel, or even ox carts, ensuring the performances went on, no matter the conditions.
For 67 years, Ulan Mukir performers have braved harsh weather, traveling the Gobi Desert and grasslands, to share the party's message and bring joy to farmers and herders. Ulan Mukir has become a symbol of cultural pride in China. President Xi has called on them to always remain the red cultural cavalry of the grasslands. Today, 75 Ulan Mukir troops, with over 3,500 members, perform across the grasslands, staging more than 8,000 shows each year.
In his letter, President Xi encouraged us to create performances that stand the test of time. I always think of ourselves as a bridge. That's how I see it. We're the closest link to ethnic culture, drawing inspiration from its roots and sharing it with the world.
Serving the people has always been at the core of the Communist Party of China's approach to cultural development. During a symposium on art and literature, President Xi stressed the importance of putting people first. Artistic creation should always start and end with meeting the people's cultural and spiritual needs. The people are both the inspiration and the ultimate judges of art, and it is every artist's duty to serve them. This summer, Shanghai's theater scene has been as scorching as its 38 degrees Celsius weather. A tapestry of a legendary land, now on its 562nd performance nationwide, still has tickets in high demand.
I've watched it 9 times.
For me, it's the 21st. I've heard of someone seeing it over 100 times.
Created in 2021 by the China Oriental Performing Arts Group, a tapestry of a legendary land draws inspiration from a panorama of rivers and mountains by Northern Song painter Wang Shimeng, blending strength and grace. The performance brings the painting's landscapes to life. After a segment aired during the 2022 CMG New Year's Gala, the show became a nationwide phenomenon.
When handling a scroll, always hold it horizontally. Never vertically. It rolls into a proper arc.
Don't force it. Ever been in love?
The ways you carry yourself. Hold a brush or handle a painting matter, choosing the right brush thickness, laying out the silk, or mixing the perfect pigment-to-water ratio. Experts in the Palace Museum and Intangible Cultural Heritage taught us all this in detail.
This is about telling China's story and sharing its voice with the world. If even half of China knows this film, that is already a win.
The film version of the dance premiered during the National Day holiday in October.
The production is a tribute to traditional culture. Audiences have a clear and personal sense of what resonates with them. Their appreciation for art is often underestimated.
Creators, producers, production teams, operators, and theaters must collaborate to gradually build a strong cultural ecosystem together and bring more great works into the lives of our audiences.
China's 5,000-year civilization provides a rich foundation for cultural innovation. The growing demand for cultural and spiritual enrichment drives the high-quality development of the arts in this new era.
In 2022, President Xi wrote to artists, urging us to put people at the heart of our work, uphold moral integrity, and create pieces that reflect the vitality of the Chinese people. Inspired by his words, we've been dedicated to producing stage art deeply rooted in Chinese values.
Since the 18th National Congress, China's cultural productivity and creativity have bloomed. High-quality cultural products are achieving both social and economic success. The number of large-scale cultural enterprises has doubled from 36,000 in 2012 to over 70,000 in 2023. The film industry has emerged as a major force, driving cultural growth. A-rated tourist attractions have grown from 6,042 to 15,721 during the same period, creating a rich and diverse tourism ecosystem with a wide range of choices. The third plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee emphasized improving cultural services, expanding offerings, and strengthening international communication. President Xi has stated that cultural confidence is the most basic, broad, and deep form of confidence, and the key, lasting, and firmly rooted source of strength. At a national meeting on the work of public communication and culture in October 2023, the introduction of Xi Jinping Thought on Culture marked a historic milestone, providing a clear roadmap for cultural development in the new era.
Xi Jinping Thought on Culture is a well-structured and logical system. It provides a guiding vision, clear missions, and specific focus areas for cultural work across all sectors. It highlights his cultural outlook, his belief in culture's leading role, and his commitment to cultural development. It also lays out the tasks, strategies, and pathways for advancing China's cultural growth. This thought is a key innovation in both theory and practice within Xi Jinping Thought on Socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era.
The rise of a great nation involves not only strengthening economic and comprehensive power, but also enhancing cultural influence and national image. China is advancing its modernization with cultural confidence and self-reliance. It stands firmly on the right side of history and human progress, while creating new forms of human civilization and contributing to the world.